Hi, this is Alex from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book and record episode to do. Today's book is Sorry Shortcakes Presents Blueberry Muffin and Cheesecake from 1982. So let's get started.
This is your Blueberry Muffin read-along book. Every time you hear this chime, it means that you should turn the page in your storybook. Now we are ready to begin our adventure. Open your book, and we will start the story of Blueberry Muffin and Cheesecake. Remember, when you hear the chime, turn the page. It was morning at Blueberry Muffin's cottage. A bright sun beamed in through the window and filled the little house with warmth. Everyone knows that when the sun begins to shine, it's time to get up. Everyone, that is, except Blueberry Muffin. She pulled the covers up over her head to keep the sun out of her eyes and fell back asleep. It wasn't that she was lazy, it was just, that the bed felt so delicious she couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Someone, however, was already up and moving about that day. It was Blueberry's best friend, Cheesecake, the mouse. He had been up since before dawn, cleaning the house. You see, although Blueberry Muffin's heart is always in the right place, it's about the only thing that ever is. There are always muffin crumbs to be swept up and drops of blueberry juice that need tending to, and Cheesecake is just the mouse, for the job.
Well,
Thought Cheesecake.
Blueberry Muffin has slept long enough. It's about time she was out of bed.
He scampered over to her bedside and began tugging on her blanket. He remembered what Blueberry had most certainly forgotten. It was berry picking day. If they were going to have any success at all, they would have to get an early start. After a good bit of coaxing, Cheesecake finally managed to waken Blueberry Muffin. She hopped out of bed and into her clothes. Her hat was on a little crooked, and there were berry juice stains on her apron. But that was normal for Blueberry. After all, she has a lot on her mind. There are more important things in life to think about than a silly crooked hat.
Well,
Said Blueberry Muffin.
I guess we had better get started. We have a lot of work to do today. We sure do,
Said Cheesecake.
Berry picking day is my favorite day of the whole week.
Cheesecake was anxious to begin. The little mouse was a bundle of energy. Blueberry grabbed her berry basket. She and Cheesecake headed out the door toward the berry patch. It was a perfect day for berry picking. The sun was halfway up the morning sky and the birds were chirping in the trees overhead. These were nice songbirds, not the mean berry birds who steal the ripest berries. The bushes were so full of juicy berries that the branches hung low to the ground. This made them as easy as pie to pick.
Hey, Blueberry, wait for me.
Cheesecake hurried along behind Blueberry Muffin as she moved from bush to bush. Blueberry Muffin was an expert picker. It didn't take her long to begin to fill up her basket. Suddenly, Cheesecake felt something land right on the top of his head with a soft thump.
Hey, what was that?
It was a big ripe berry. He looked up and saw where the berry had come from. There, in the bottom of Blueberry Muffin's basket, was a hole just big enough for berries to slip through.
This will never do,
Thought Cheesecake.
We're losing berries almost as fast as we can pick them.
Cheesecake thought and finally came up with a plan. The next time Blueberry Muffin stopped for a rest, he scrambled up the side of the basket and climbed down inside. The clever mouse dug his way through the berries until he reached the bottom of the basket. He he had decided to plug up the hole with the only thing at hand, himself. He plopped down over the hole and held on for dear life. He was determined not to let any more berries fall out. Later that afternoon, when Blueberry Muffin arrived back at her house, she began removing the berries from the basket. When she reached the very bottom of the basket, she saw a strange sight. It was a blue mouse. There sat Cheesecake. He was covered from head to tail with berry juice. Then Blueberry Muffin saw the hole in the bottom of the basket and realized exactly what had happened. She lifted little Cheesecake out of the basket and wiped him off.
Thank you so much,
said Blueberry Muffin.
If it wasn't for your quick thinking, we would have lost all the berries.
Cheesecake grinned.
Aw, it was nothing. I was glad to do it.
Nothing gave him more joy than helping his friend. Later that evening, Blueberry Muffin and Cheesecake mended the hole in the bottom of the basket. Cheesecake curled up in the basket and fell fast asleep.
So that was Blueberry Muffin and Cheesecake from 1982. Now this one was a lot faster paced than the first Strawberry Shortcake book I had done. And I only seen 1 or 2 episodes of this cartoon back when I was little in the 80s, so I don't know much about it. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And if you've seen this cartoon, you can leave it in the comment too and tell me if this is the way it went on TV, this kind of pace. And have a groovy day. And our next book will be Apricot and Hops-a-Lot.